Hello, everyone. Happy Friday from the West Village in New York City. I'm excited to bring you back to our Executive Essentials series. Today, I'm going to focus on two hormones that have a direct effect on our performance, productivity, motivation, and feelings of satisfaction. The two hormones are dopamine and oxytocin. Both hormones are made in the brain, in the hypothalamus region, and can be influenced by lifestyle and nutritional factors. So we'll start with dopamine. So dopamine you can think of as the feel-good hormone, the reward center that allows for short bursts of motivation, concentration, and then that neural patterning to continue with that high level of productivity day in and day out. Dopamine is really important for feeling that nice rush, that excitement, whether in social connectivity, events, going out to a concert, a wedding, whatever it might be. We want a certain amount of dopamine production in order to feel that joy in those acute moments. The way dopamine can be affected is both positively and negatively. So we'll start with the negative and go to the positive. So negatively, dopamine can become imbalanced pretty quickly by the influence of sugar. So eating quite a bit of sugar or ingesting quite a bit of sugar in the diet goes into the bloodstream rapidly and increases the production of dopamine, which at first is not bad. It's that reward center. It gives us that pleasure. But the problem with sugar is it creates a huge rush of dopamine and then a huge trough. And that trough is what's going to leave us feeling depleted or wanting and craving more sugar. This will directly affect not only our waistlines and our energy, but also that production of dopamine to our work. So it almost robs us of this motivation. By increasing that sugar, we're not able to produce dopamine in the way we need it. So in that short burst of motivation, in that short burst of concentration. So all that being said, just try to eliminate some of the sugar in the diet and look for those sneaky sugars like in nutritional bars or salad dressings. Even though that seems obscure and off from actual productivity, it actually has this direct effect on our motivation center. Positively, we can increase dopamine by taking cold showers. So cold showers actually directs the thyroid, which is the gland that sits just above the collarbone, and it has an incredible regulatory response in not only our energy and mood, but also in our dopamine production. We can also get out in the morning light. That light emitted into the eyes is going to increase dopamine, which is going to help throughout the entire day of not only our production of that motivation hormone, but also the production of melatonin at night. And then finally, nutritionally, wild caught fish, avocados, macadamia nuts, anything that's rich in omega-3 healthy fats is going to fuel that dopamine production in a really great way. So we'll move on to oxytocin. Oxytocin you can think of as the long-term fulfillment hormone. So the satisfaction hormone that's going to make us feel just generally happy. It's not necessarily the highest levels of happiness, but it's the feeling of being grounded, balanced, peaceful, and essentially just really satisfied with our life. This obviously is going to affect our productivity at work. So we want to be able to, as it relates to a professional life, we want to be able to increase that oxytocin each day. One way to do so is by meditation. So any form of meditation that you enjoy, even for just 5 minutes, can not only influence the increase of oxytocin, but it also promotes more gray matter in the brain, which is responsible for memory and information retainment. Another kind of silly but wonderful way of increasing oxytocin is through singing. I am a terrible singer, but I try to sing every day because it makes me happy, but it also increases that level of oxytocin in the brain. And then finally, social connections. So it's been shown that any type of positive social connection can greatly increase oxytocin and create a circular effect by making it easier to make that hormone. So on those nights, sometimes when you don't really feel like going out or making that effort to see a friend, just remind yourself of not only the levels of happiness you'll feel in the moment and afterwards, but also the way you're patterning your brain to create that feeling of satisfaction. Thank you for joining me in this series. I look forward to hearing from you. If there's anything you'd like to see or hear about next week, any topics that interest you, keep me posted. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your weekend.